Ah, if I would have got all those guys, I would have been safe. So many of them came through the doorway though. Camping hard in this fucking stairwell right now. Didn't work to my benefit though, apparently.
Run! Besser du als ich, du kommunistische Marionette! German troops to the southeast! Panzer to the southeast!
Use your sticky bombs to disable the tank. Sticky grenade. Alright, well. Oh, Jesus. That guy came around the corner so fast, scared the shit out of me. Alright, I know he's gonna come around the corner again, so. Climb through the window, please? Apparently not. Oh, come on. Why just shooting me in the back here? I'm sad. This is a tedious process moving up on this thing. Yet I'm still getting shot through the smoke.
Northeast corner of the train yard! It's the fascists!
Oh my god, this got murdered immediately. Like, not like 2 seconds, you know, a little bit of leeway, just poke your head through the window, dead instantly. Oh, this is gonna be a long mission. can't climb that? Come on. Come on.
Another enemy house right east of the station house! Auf der rechten Seite! Bei mir bleiben! Enemy machine gun to the east! Sowjetische Truppe!
Grenade City, boys. Grenade City. Part of me is like, oh, go for the one that's farthest away. Should be the least offended. No, there's fucking people everywhere. Doesn't matter which one you go for, really. Checkpoint reached. Just immediately. Take an inch. Get shot in the back. On my way then. Tell me to get out of there. These fucking guys. Arrow! Arrow! How are you, my friend? Welcome. Ah, did you get all your homework done? I'm not trying to sound like somebody's mom or something, but you said that's what you were going to do, so glad to see you back though. Welcome back. Still stuck in the snow here, fighting the Germans. 1 inch at a time. Shit. I'll take that ammo. Yes, I was rushing and it was easy, it was English. Oh, yeah, well English isn't not that tough. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. That's good though. I just wanted to make sure you got your stuff done. Didn't want you to get into trouble over a stream or anything like that, you know. So, you can always watch me play video games later, but I'm glad to see you're here. Glad to see Arrow here as well. Pretty early for me, but I know it's a little bit later in the day because he's one of those English types that get 6 hours on me. So for him it's in the afternoon. You gonna play tanks again today? English is easy in the sense if you're apt at writing and reading it, you know. Not saying everybody is, but if you have a natural ability to read it or it's your first language, yeah, it's probably a little bit easier. But you gonna play tanks again today, Arrow, or are you gonna do something else with your free time? I figure I should ask because that's usually what I see you streaming. Oh, I shouldn't have turned around. This mission though. Shit. I'm Dutch and I'm best in my class in English. Oh, well, see, there you go. He's able to read and write it in his first language, so I guess English isn't necessarily easy, but it seems to be a natural thing for him. I know English is one of the harder languages to learn because it doesn't follow like a certain suit when it comes to sentence formation, but
Kommunisten! Oben im ersten Stock!
oh, come on, you son of a bitches. Poke your head out from behind that stupid counter.
Sowjetische Truppen! Oben im ersten Stock!
I can see his leg. Oh, it's his head, never mind.
Mann am Boden! Mit me! On me! Okay, I am with you! Kommunisten! Quick! Granatangriff! In Deckung! Kinder! Hier hast du eine Granate, Kommunistenschwein!
Holy shit, I should have died there. Personal/family issues mean I won't be streaming until February at the earliest, plus got exams coming up, so focus. Fair enough, man. You gotta take care of business first, you know. I was just curious, you know, because I like to watch you play tanks. You're a good streamer. That's why I have you, if you look down on the page a little bit further into the info tiles, I've got you listed on there as one of the people I like to watch, so in case somebody wants to check out your channel and see what you've broadcasted, you know, they'll be able to take a look-see at that. Figure I'd help you get some more exposure and whatnot. Even though you got technically more exposure than I do, but hopefully everything gets resolved with that, personal family issues and whatnot.
On the side of this headback!
So.
To the southeast! Well done, comrades. That should take care of them for now. No doubt they'll be back in a couple of hours. Let's head back to the station house. Move!
Alright. Well, unfortunately, sons of bitches or sons of a bitch, not son of bitches. Yeah, you can tell I'm tired then, yeah. I definitely screwed that one up, so here we go. I'm gonna go to personal. Yeah, you have a brother that is interested in English and wants to be an English teacher, and when we were young he always watched English shows, and I watched with him the shows and played the same games as he did. And I'm the only one in the school that understands English. Well, that means you have a sharp mind, you're able to pick it up quicker, versus everybody else that would have to have it reiterated to them over a long period of time for their ability to absorb the knowledge, you know. So, props to you, man. Good job. Learning a second language is no easy feat. But since it's basically 8 a.m. here right now, I was going to take a break from streaming and sit down and talk to you guys for a minute before I cut the stream off, but I wasn't gonna, you know, just dip out on you at any moment's notice. I apologize that I'm just too tired to continue playing this game right now. It's fun, believe me. It's just I've been up since about 10 a.m. yesterday, and I'm reaching that 24-hour mark here in about 2 hours. So I wanted to get a little bit of rest before I get back on later today and stream some more. And I know that kind of conflicts with everybody's time schedules and sleep schedules, because you know you're all from different parts of the globe and whatnot. But I just wanted to let you guys know ahead of time before I just like killed the stream and everything. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed everything that we were doing here today, playing Doom and then a little bit of Call of Duty. Um, I'll definitely be doing more of this on a more regular basis now that I have my fancy little laptop here that can handle that kind of processing capability. Tell us a story. Arrow, you mistake me for some kind of storytelling folk. I can't really think of a good story from the last couple of days, honestly. I mean, the last relevant one I could remember that I told on stream was when a couple of weeks ago I had to take my sister back to college, and I was not racing, but driving down the interstate, going like, say like 70, 80 miles an hour, trying to get back home, and what ended up happening was there was a limo, like a stretch limo, like yay long, and it was a really nice limo. It was like a Lincoln Town Car stretch car, and it had pulled up alongside me because it was trying to get past the truck ahead of us, and the truck was basically, it had them boxed in. So like, say I was like right here, limo was here, truck was here, and he had him boxed in. He was trying to get past me. I don't know what was so urgent. Maybe the special cargo in the back, or he just had to be somewhere. It was late or something. Ended up that this guy just kept gunning it, and he was going at about 90, and I was like, well, I'm not letting this guy pass me. I got 2 hours left on the road back home from Chicago, and it's like 300 miles each way, so it's 3.5 hours round trip, or not round trip, but one way. So I was like, fuck that. I ended up getting past him and like keeping a good lead on him. He was neck and neck with me for like probably like a good 10 minutes. And then finally he got off at an interchange in the city of Milwaukee, not too far, about an hour from where I live. And I was just kind of personally proud that I didn't like, fall back and just be like, well, I'll just let him have the spot. Like I could have gotten pulled over easily, but that's the only story I could think of at the moment. When I'm watching streams in English, everybody was angry at me, like, why didn't you put the language at Dutch, blah blah blah. Well, I guess you can't really go into major detail and be like, well, hey, you know, this language versus this language. I watch a certain streamer who's she's German, and she knows enough English, that she can, communicate and write it and speak it, decently. And people, no, thank you. It's not that cool of a story. It was the only thing that I could think of right now off the top of my head. But yeah, she speaks German as her native language, and then English is a second language. So you can definitely hear the accent when she's talking, but overall, like, she can switch between both of them, like, with the snap of a finger. So I think the biggest thing to remember is, like, with any streamer is like where they're from does have a lot, or where they are from. Wow, I'm tired. Where they are from does have a lot to do with who they are, but it doesn't necessarily define them. Just because you're Dutch and you're from that section of the world doesn't necessarily mean that's all you care about or all you want to support. You may want to, like you said, be an English teacher, so it has an effect. I almost want to say like a residual effect on other people. Like when you have a positive attitude around them and are more accepting of other languages, people need to stop being so pig-headed on the internet. You know what I mean? Yeah, German accent is very scary when the women get angry. I've heard it a few times. It's just so rough and brash, and it comes off like really intimidating. Just like if they start yelling, or even if they're not yelling, if they're just being completely serious, it's intimidating. The German language, Russian, Arabic, even like Japanese, or Chinese, those kind of languages just they have a certain patina to them, a certain quality that you just can't get from English, or most of the Latin derived languages like Italian, French, Spanish, etc. You know what I mean? But it definitely it definitely helps a streamer when they can feed into two different bases, and that's what I noticed with her stream is she was able to switch between and talk to the people that she's playing with who are German and speak completely fluent German, of course, and then swap back and start talking in English to appease the people that were viewing her stream. Um, she's also in my list of people on the friends that are also streamers. So Chameleon, if you guys are interested in watching a girl fail at Dark Souls multiple times, or play any of the survival horror games or Battlefield or something like that, she is an avid player of those games. So yeah, the French are soft. The French are more likely to start waving around the white flag before they do anything. But, I took 3 years of French when I was in school, so I know a little bit of it. I know enough to insult people, and get a conversation going and keep it going, but I'm not anywhere near fluent, completely. German is definitely a harder language to learn, even though I want to say it's much more similar to English than French is, but French is much simpler in a base form than German is. Just the way that their words are formed, and especially the spelling. Spelling will throw you off for days. But either way, that was just a little tidbit I guess I had to get off my chest. But I will be streaming a little bit later today. The British. Oh, Lewis. I don't even want to get started. You guys are a completely different breed entirely. Every English person or British person that I've spoke to about the English language always has a very interesting perspective on it, because you guys have English and we have American English, which is completely different. But yeah, for the Dutch to German is easy because they're connected almost, the right northern section of, yeah, I didn't want to go into it because you guys are, right there next door neighbors, but it's just something naturally attuned to the people that grew up in that part of the world. Whereas, somebody that has no, I guess, connection to that or even natural ability is gonna struggle with that. I'm not saying anything bad about the Brits. No, I like British people, and I have family over in Scotland, so technically they're part of the United Kingdom. So I mean, I have nothing against the Brits. I enjoy the Brits. Sometimes you guys can be a little bit loopy. I mean, that's mostly just Lewis. He's just the crazy one. I intend on visiting England here in the near future, and maybe in the next year or so. That is, of course, after Lewis gets his ass over to the U.S. and parties hard with myself. Scottish, not Irish. We have my mom's side has a little bit of Irish in it, but not enough to make it really quite noticeable. Like, it's not something that I would definitely say it's a major part of my heritage. We don't really recognize with it as much as we do with Scotland. So, but that's just because my dad's entire half is Scottish and German and Austrian. So that makes up for a big part of it. No, there's nothing wrong with being loopy, Arrow. I just like to give the English shit, that's just what I like to do. It's all in good fun. Not trying to, offend anybody. I was watching a stream earlier tonight before I hopped on and did this stream. he, this guy was trying to use the word he used the word gay in like a sense like he was describing a Final Fantasy character in like Australian English. I've only heard a little bit of it, but I can imagine it's quite funny. Um, he was he was speaking about the Final Fantasy characters, like the Final Fantasy Online games, and I never played them, but he was describing it like in a very simple way. He's like, I played the beta and I went on there and I was playing it this way and I picked a female character and I was like, oh, now you got a female character dressing in some slutty armor. And I was like, oh, well, that should be normal for any game, you know. They kind of play off on the sex bits, so he's like, oh, I pre-ordered the game. I went out and got it, picked it up, brought it home, started it up. And I was like, maybe I'll have some dignity. I'll go play a male character. And it's like, oh, and I was reading this. It's like, he's like, oh yeah, I'll go play a male character. And he's like, well, and the fucker's still wearing the same fucking clothes the female character has. And it's like, well, either you got lazy developers, or you just got to look at the plain facts. Any Final Fantasy character's got, and especially male characters, mind you, not any, just the male characters are more emotional and more effeminate than the female leads in all those games. I just had to get that off my chest because I was thinking about it earlier when I was talking to the guy in his stream, and he was like, because everybody was attacking him, he's like, I just didn't want to play a gay-looking character, and like everybody was like, you can't use that word that way, and it was like, everybody kind of just got on his case about it. And it's like, the technical definition was like lighthearted and carefree, but so many people were like treating him like, some kind of like hellspawn because he used it in a negative sense. But, fucking Aussies. Everybody I've talked to that's from the UK, on the topic of Australians, they're either completely docile with them, they're like, oh yeah, they're our friends, or they're like, no, those are criminals. We don't want nothing to do with the criminal island. And I guess that's just part of the disdain that England had with most of her colonies. This being one of them, but no, Cloud of Squall or Orin, no, they don't have emotion. I will not bash on them. I'm just saying, like, in the recent Final Fantasy realm, like, think of, like, FF10 all the way up till, like, the current ones. They're just kind of, I don't know, even like, the younger characters, like, in Final Fantasy 13, I played, like, an hour of that shit, and it didn't hook me. But I don't know if you watch football or soccer, but did you hear the coach Louis van Gaal? No, I did not hear about that actually. If you're speaking about like soccer and football, soccer, not American football, which isn't really football, but yeah, America is a joke. I know. I'm ashamed to be a part of it, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. Lewis is correcting you on that one because, in all reality, I don't have anything against American football. I'll still watch it. I support a couple of the teams, but it shouldn't be called football. I agree with that because there's literally 2 times in the game where they use their feet with the ball, and that's kickoff and extra point or field goal. So it shouldn't be called that, but regardless of that notion. No, I did not hear about the coach. If you want to inform us on what happened, please do so. As we're wrapping up this stream here, getting a little bit of conversation out of the way that we didn't really get. Yeah, it's see my grandmother, she's from Glasgow, so when she talks about, she'll watch American football and she gets into it. And she pays for the extra Fox channels to get all the regular football, like worldwide international football, and she'll watch, like the Rangers. That's her favorite team, Ibrox Stadium. But she's she's got a lot of national pride, so I understand why you guys are, considering like it's like American, like football. Just played with your feet. I played soccer when I was in school. I didn't play football. Not big enough. I'm a small person when it comes to that. I just wasn't a stocky person, My arms aren't that big. Can't really say that I be able to, I'm not fast either. I'm not one of those types that runs around for hours on end. Fucking crackhead or something. He said in an interview, in Holland we say it's another chook, and with chook he wanted to say kooky. And I'm guessing chook was a derogatory slur that they took in the wrong way, so he's probably getting some kind of legal reparation, or what's the word I'm looking for? There's some kind of, big fucking news bulletin about how he said this shit on, an interview, and now everybody's got that information. They're blowing it out of proportion. Alright, Lewis. Yeah, I will be back on probably around 4 p.m. today. Got to run to the store, get a couple groceries for work tomorrow, and then I'll be on streaming the rest of the night. I got to work till 2 p.m. tomorrow, so. Kook. Oh. Oh, okay. That makes a little bit more sense. I was like, chook. It didn't really connect for me, but then again, reading text on the screen, it's a little bit different, but either way, I figured, we all get a little bit of that off our chest and talk about some stuff before I kill that stream, but American time, it's 8 a.m. right now. 8:11 a.m. And I've been up all night streaming, so I didn't want to kill the stream and be like, be gone everybody, I feel like that's kind of insensitive and indifferent way to stop streaming, so I'd rather talk with you guys for a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna try and get some rest here, so I really appreciate you guys being here and having the conversation going on and keeping it entertaining like this. It makes the streaming like 100% more worth it. And that's why I'm happy to have you guys here. You have no idea. I usually don't have streams that are this active. Most of the time I'll have a couple people that come in, look at the stream, and then just dip out because they're not really entertaining. But 3 p.m. American time. Well, it's 8 a.m. right now, so about about 6-7 hours from now. So just get a couple hours sleep and then get back up again. Get back to it, but 3 p.m. American time. Central. I'm in the central time zone, so not East Coast or West Coast, right in the middle. But other than that, I think I'll wrap it up. Everybody that's still here. Default must have fell asleep because he's still here, but he hasn't been talking. Anarchy, Nate, Arrow, Recreative Plan. Guys, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. But we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. So I'm going to get a little more organized in the next coming days, send out some messages, let everybody know if you guys followed. You'll be getting more involved with the community, and we'll see what we do here. And I got high hopes for everybody here, and I hope everybody's willing to watch me fail at some other game. But I do have a lot of games that we can play, so and I will look into that game that you spoke to me about earlier. see if I can find a copy online, download it, and we'll see if we can stream a little bit of that, because it sounds interesting enough, and willing to give it a shot. Try everything once, you know. Arrow, you're here. You're just kind of lurking, because that's what you do. But, yeah, once again, thanks for being here, guys. Gonna get some rest. I'll be on later today. And other than that, have a good rest of your day if I don't speak to you again in the near future here. Alright, guys. I'm signing off.